Summer's here. Well, last summer's been here, but I've been working. I just finished working as a research assistant at my uni. It was fun, kind of full on, more work than I expected, but it was great. And I have some free time, so I want to show you, if I can lift it up, my summer reading list. It's very ambitious. I don't know how I'm able to read all of them, but I want to give myself options in case I get bored of some. So that's what this video is. This is my summer reading list, 2026. Oh, let's begin. Start with a book that I started already. This is, I'm so excited. Anthony Bourdain's Kitchen Confidential. I got the annotated edition because, let me find a page. Here's one. It has his own handwritten annotations in it and a bunch of never before seen photos. And the reason I got this was I knew of Anthony Bourdain. I've heard whispers of like Anthony Bourdain. But like, who is he? And then once after my exams, I was on Tubi, love Tubi, and I saw one of his shows, A Cook's Tour. And I thought, I have pretty much a month of nothing to do. Let me watch it. I loved it. And I've always thought about getting the book even before watching A Cook's Tour, but like, I don't know. I started it. I bought the book. I started it. Loved it. So it's about, from my understanding and what I've read so far, him becoming a chef and his experiences. And he gives some really good advice. I've got to the part where he says, never order fish on Monday and never order hollandaise at brunch, because hollandaise is basically a breeding ground for bacteria in the kitchen, and fish on Monday is the worst fish that you could get. And he doesn't like vegetarians, which is okay. It's okay. But so far I'm really enjoying it, and I'm also I want to read this because the biopic with Dominic Sessa is coming out August 14th or 15th. I think some parts of it is based off this book, or all of it, I don't know. But I'm really excited to read it. So far, so good. I'm trying to read it in his voice, but it's not working. I'm reading it in my voice, but I'm really enjoying it so far. But I want, after I'm done with reading all these books, I'll do a summer recap and share what I thought of all these books. I'm going to France for a year abroad, and my French is good. My French is fine. I can hold a decent conversation, but I just want it to feel more confident in my speaking and my reading comprehension. So I'm reading this. I've had this for a while, even before I started uni, and I started reading it during my French exam, or to prepare for my French exam. It really helped. It really helped. So you read it's really short. I think this is like for A1 level, I think. My French teacher said we're at B1, so it's quite easy to read now. But you read the short passage and you just answer questions, and any new word that you don't understand, they highlight it. Not much to say, but I'm on the chapter 3. It's a long story, but split into like different shorter stories. It's good. They've moved to France and they love it. So, and hopefully when I move to France for my year abroad, I will love it too. I'm really hoping, because right now I'm feeling very pessimistic about going abroad. I'm not feeling too hot about it. I'm actually feeling quite nervous. And yesterday I actually messaged my friend and I called my mum. I said, I don't know if I want to go abroad anymore. I think I just might cancel it. But this morning I changed my mind, but I don't know. So if anyone's gone on a year abroad, specifically to France, and it went well, tell me. I did this for my book club, which my book club has been on pause for over a year while I was not struggling, but trying to settle with the uni. But we read this, I think, last summer, Terminal Boredom short stories by Izumi Suzuki. Love. I decided to go back and read it again because I just wanted to. And I'm trying to be more of a rereader, because most of the time I read a book and I'm like, oh, okay, it's done. I remember everything, which I do. Like, one of my favourite books, Neil Human, I've read it. This one I've read twice, but the only reason I read it again was because of I did like an A-level coursework and I chose out my book. So I read that again, but I'm not a big going back and reading books. But this one, I really liked it the first time, especially the first story, which is, I can't believe I've forgotten the name of the story. Women and Women. I really like that. And I feel like I'm not explaining these books a lot, but Women on Women, basically, well, the first short story is about a land where only women exist. Men did exist for a while, but they brought war, they made everything chaotic, and then they like were wiped out. But our main character keeps seeing this boy, like she saw him outside the house, and then I think she saw him at school, and she told her sister like, shh, because if you like can like have any merchandise that include or anything related to like the era of man, you're going to jail. So that's all I can say so far. I'm really enjoying it, and I think I also liked, what other story did I like? Oh, I did like Terminal Boredom as well. That was really good. But again, when I do hopefully I'll do a summer recap. I'll let you know which was my favourite. But so far, Women on Women is like my top. Really excited to talk about this one. This is a magazine, Mince Mag, and it's about food, relationships with food, culture and food. I love it. So the reason I even know about this magazine was I was on Mag Culture's website. I was like, oh, this looks really interesting. So I picked it up. No, I didn't pick it up. I was like, oh, I'll buy it some other day. And then one of the, I think, co-founders posted on TikTok that they were at this Mag Culture pop-up. I was like, let me go. And I bought it. Best decision ever. And I've been reading it and making notes. And one of my favourite articles in this is, it's this porn, which is about on social media how food videos always seem to have some underlying sexual tone. Like, I made a TikTok speaking about this, and the lady who wrote this, I believe her name is Abby Doherty. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, I think, and so did one of the co-founders as well. Follow me on TikTok. But I just really enjoyed it because I was like, whenever I sometimes want to find a recipe on TikTok, I'm looking and it's like, I feel like it's always some guy. It's not always a guy, but when I see it's a guy, he's in his kitchen, it's dark, except the extractor fan is on, and he's topless, of course, and he's making food, and he's kind of cracking the egg open with his two middle fingers, and then with the poached egg especially, they jiggle it, and then when they eat, they makes open noises. So this was great to read, and I just love how it's laid out. I feel like it's so fun and unique. And their second issue just came out, which is past, present and future. So the past of food, the present of food, and what food could be in the future. And I just watched one of their TikToks about it, one of the founders' TikToks, and she spoke about, in the future section, how they speak about AI, which is artificial ingredient, not artificial intelligence. And also, what thing I really like, especially with, I guess, smaller publications, is that the attention to detail, beautiful. Because with the newer issue, the pages between past, present and future change. So I think the past is normal paper, the present is whiter paper, and then the future has these glossy, almost waxy type finishes on the paper. So I can't wait to get my hands on it. But yeah, Mince Mag has been really good, and I've also been doing a really deep dive in food, as you can tell by my reading of Anthony Bourdain and this. But I also did a big, but one of my longest so far at uni research papers, and did it really well. And it was about inclusion and exclusion through food, and how that manifests in different classes. It's on Substack if you want to read it. Shameless plug, but I don't care. I'm trying to write more on Substack. But Mince Mag, I want to finish it. I'm almost done with it. I think I've got a couple more. Oh wait, this is sorry, I just love the pink on this page. I was saying, I think I've got a couple more articles left to read, but definitely check it out. I think it's available widely. I know they're based, I think it's in Melbourne, Australia, but check their website. It's amazing, and I can't wait to read it. Yeah, I try to go to the Aesop Queer Library, and if you don't know, Aesop, the people that do the really nice looking hand soaps, around Pride months or during Pride festivals, they turn some of their bookshops into libraries. So they take all their products out and then put in books by queer authors. And this year I took my cousin, and I met some really fun people in the line. They were great. We had such a good time. And you go into the shop, you get a book free of charge, and they give you like a little sample metal product. Love it. This year I decided to get Revolutionary Acts, Revolutionary Acts, Love and Brotherhood in Black Gay Britain. The reason I got it was I feel most of the I think I spent too much time on TikTok, but I feel lots of conversations around the Black experience is always centered to Black America. So when I saw it, I was like, yay! Black Britain! And I don't really hear or see a lot of books, maybe I just don't really look, but especially online, talking about like the Black gay experience. So I don't know too much about the book, like I said, but it sounds really interesting. I'm gonna read it because, again, I always love some representation. And the cover, I like the cover, the photo, beautiful, but also like electric green, 10/10. But I have good hopes for this book. Good hopes. And I can't tell if it's fiction or non-fiction, but one of the comments at the front of the book says, "The 7 Black gay men of this radical oral history have continuously shown up for us, highlighting the nuances of race, class and desire that reverberate through every progress motion, while giving us juicy dialogue, tears and laughter, and vivid landscapes of memory. This seminal book hands them the flowers they deserve." I'm really, like, I just feel that I'm excited. Once I finish Kitchen Confidential, I think this will be my next read. I read books simultaneously, because right now I'm actually reading Kitchen Confidential, and I don't know if you can tell, but I've started reading Terminal Boredom. But after I like finish one of them, I'll pick this one up. This one up in a charity shop because I really love Kazuo Ishiguro. I didn't like, The Remains of the Day. I read that in sixth form. I thought it was so dull. I think that's a genuine consensus amongst the class. We found it really dull. But I really liked Never Let Me Go. I really enjoyed that. And I started reading it and then I didn't finish it. But Clara and the Sun, I really liked that. And I think it's a movie that's coming out soon. I think. But I saw the name and I'm like, wait, I really like Never Let Me Go. Let me read this one. And I like the cover as well. And it was shortlisted for the Booker Prize in 86 and won the White Bread Book of the Year that same year. So it says, World War II is over and Japan sets about rebuilding her shattered cities. Masuji Ono, an Asian painter, looks back over his life and assesses a career that coincided with the rise of Japanese militarism. Little picture of him. But yeah, I just want to charity shop. I think it was, I actually have the receipt. No, that's the wrong receipt. I think it was like £1. Yeah, or like £1.50. But, £2.50. But, oh wait, this book was so cheap when it came out. When this book came out, it was $4.99. That's crazy. Really exciting. This is Severance by Lingma. I've wanted to read this for a while. I didn't know what it was, but I heard whispers about it on TikTok, and also the pink cover. But I went to a Scene Library event, and if you don't know, Scene Library, it's such a beautiful event. So what they do, they have books wrapped in this really like the paper they use to wrap the book is so nice. It's cream paper, and all you know about the book is a clue, and all the books chosen are based on a certain theme. So this theme was The Great Escape. And this is what the clue for Severance was. Will have you question consumption, productivity, and mindless routine. An all-time favourite page-turning fiction set in a post-apocalyptic New York City. And the quote is, "Let us return then, for the sake of pleasure, but mostly for the need of relief." What really got me, and during this Scene Library event, we sat round and explained why we chose the book. I think I'm very much go. Like I'm always doing something. I'm always on the routine. And most of the time I'm on autopilot. I'm like, I don't really think. So that's one thing. That's one reason I chose it. But another reason was the post-apocalyptic New York. I was like, okay. And I was very surprised when it was this book, because I heard about it. I didn't really No, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know anything about it. I just saw the pink cover, like, perfect. But yeah, and I did start reading it on the bus there. When I was on the bus, the same day I got this book, I was on the way to the Aesop Queer Library. And yeah, so far it's been good. I'm 13 pages in, and I think we're in the prequel, or we just got to chapter 1. And one quote I underlined was from the start of the chapter was, "The end begins before you are ever aware of it. It passes as ordinary," which I think is very telling of this like rise of AI. People are gonna see it's normal. Then one day, boom, no water. I'm not a big fan of AI at all. I am an AI hater. Whenever my friends like, "Oh, just ask chat." No, I'm not gonna ask chat. No. Running theme with most of these books is that I started reading it and then just haven't picked up since. Same with this one. This is Just Kids by Patti Smith. Everyone on TikTok, I see all these books on TikTok. But I was working at a charity shop and I saw this, and all the books at the charity shop I was working at were priced at £1. I was like, oh, perfect. I am really far in this book. I think I'm almost 90 pages in. I'm in the Hotel Chelsea part of her life, I guess. So far I'm really enjoying it. But I'm really scared because I know, spoiler, at the end, I think, is his name Robert dies. So like I'm just anticipating that as I read. But I went to this really cool, I think it's a bookshop cafe. It's absolutely amazing. Like when I was there, so the first half of the shop is the cafe, cute. And the second half of the shop, so basically split into. So you have the cafe seating area. Second half is the bookshop. And when I was there, like, this is kind of my dream business. I really want to have a cafe bookshop or a cafe X something. I work in a cafe bar right now. So cafe something, maybe like cafe garden shop. I don't know. Or cafe gallery. Wait, I think I might do that. But Just Kids. So from my understanding, it's about Patti Smith and her life and moving to New York. And I think I haven't read this book since like December, but I think it's Robert. Yeah, Robert. And their like love story and becoming artists in New York. And it makes me want to be in New York. I get such FOMO, especially with Mandani, their mayor. I see the videos, I'm like, take me there, bring me there. And one of my other friends, we were talking Studio 54. I think Studio 54. I'd have loved to have been there. I wish I was there. But when I was at this bookshop, I was reading this book, and the guy said, "Oh, are you enjoying it?" I was like, "Oh yeah, it's okay." And he said to me, "I need to read one of her other books." I don't remember which book he said. I think it was, I don't know. There's another popular book I think that I should read. But I get the hype. I get why people like it. I think I'm over like this. Not this. I think there's more sadness to come in the book, but the dreary part. Like I feel like they'll describe it. I'm like, this feels winter. I don't know if any of these books give summer, but I don't know. I'm excited to read it again and like carry on reading it, because I think I've had like 5 people tell me to read this book, and if it's not good, those 5 people will be getting a very strongly worded Instagram DM. We have 2 more books left. So first one, most of these books, when I choose a book in the library, like no, these aren't library books. When I choose a book in a shop, I don't read the blurb. I kind of just like look at the author. I'm like, this seems interesting. So this was what happened with this book. Audre Lorde. I feel like I don't know what I'm saying, but I was gonna pick up her poetry book, but I couldn't find it in the shop. So I saw this. I was like, oh, okay. And I called my mum. I was like, this is so interesting because the title is Zami, a new spelling of my name, and it's a bibliography. I feel like I really mispronounced that. I'm really sorry. But the blurb, which I didn't read in the shop, I just saw like the title, the picture on the front. I was like, oh, this is what I was looking for. And this whole bib mitography, biomatography. I'm gonna say it's biomatography, but that got me. But the blurb is: a little black girl opens her eyes in 1930s Harlem, weak and half blind. On she stumbles through teenage pain and loneliness, but then to happiness in friendship, work and sex. From Washington Heights to Mexico, always changing, always wrong. This is Audre Lorde's story, a rapturous, life-affirming autobiographical novel by the black lesbian mother warrior poet. I'm really excited. And another reason I also picked up this book is I'm really trying to read more books by black authors. Like, I do have a couple. Like, I have Open Water and Nervous Conditions. These are just the ones I have at uni right now. And I have... Do I have any more? I have Giovanni's Room. I have a couple James Baldwin ones as well. But I'm trying to read more books by black authors and about the black experience. And obviously I know what the black experience is like, my black experience, but I wanna know other perspective. I think that's mainly why I read, why most people read, to get other people's perspectives about it. And that's why I try not to read books that are like super popular online. Like some of them of course I've seen online, like Just Kids and the Anthony Bourdain Kitchen Confidential. But I want to take when I like pick out a book, sometimes I just don't read the blurb because I don't want any... I want to go into it blind sometimes, not have any preconceptions and make my own judgment and relate to it based on my feelings, not based on what the algorithm has curated for me or what so-and-so is. Last book of the summer. Oh, well, I don't know if it's going to be last book of the summer, but last book of the video. This is Library Science. This is Kaya Gerber and Alyssa Reader's book club. I've been following the book club since lockdown, since COVID times. Wow. And they did like Kaya Gerber did online live streams on Instagram. They were really interesting, and that's where I first heard about like really like popular or big authors. Like I think they did popular author, but also popular books like Bonjour Triste, so like Hello Sadness. Why can't I think of like any books? Normal People, like Sally Rooney. I love listening to them in the background while I like didn't do my schoolwork. But they finally released their first publication, and the theme was Show Me to Me. I don't know if you've seen the TikTok, because I hadn't seen the TikTok, where this girl Rachel tells her mum that Jesus was seen in Ohio, I think it was, or Jesus was seen somewhere in America, and her mum says, "Oh, show me to me, Rachel. Oh, show me to me," instead of saying "show it to me." They just gave that theme to all of these people. I think one of them's an actor. Yeah, Jordan Burstman. He's in I Love LA, so good. And they all wrote something based off that theme. And one thing, I don't know how we can see it on camera, but the spine of the book is the same colour as the highlighter. They call it highlighter yellow. Let me find the poem I'm looking for. I found it. This was it. It was by Una Soft Metal, and it's a poem collage based on comments from Charlie XCX's YouTube channel. I did message her, and she was so friendly. Like, "Oh yeah, I really loved your poem." And she was at the book event. They had this very private, intimate session where they talked about the book at Reference Point, one of my favourite places in London. I love Reference Point. And they just talking about the book, and they took some questions, and it was a really nice vibe. And one of the girls that were working there is Nigerian. I was like, "Oh, I see you." But I'm really excited to read this. And I think, who is it? Jonah Freud, who owns Reference Point, wrote a piece, and his piece was about from the perspective of a teenage girl. So I'm really excited to read that. Very messy pie, but these are all the books that I would like to read this summer. I think I might read 2 this summer, because again, I am going back to work. I have 2 weeks of work placement in London, which is really exciting. But I will let you know what I think about these books. I won't try, I will do a recap of all these books. I'm most excited for Kitchen Confidential, of course, but also now I've like reminded myself like what these books are actually about. This one, I didn't read the name. This is An Artist of the Floating World. Yeah, it's gonna be great. If you've read any of these books, my pile has imploded on itself. But if you've read any of these books, let me know what's on your summer reading list if you have one, or any plan for the summer. I'm not going away this summer, but the weather in England has been so good. We've been having a heat wave, but it's kind of mellowed out now. But it's been good regardless. So I'm really excited for summer before my year abroad. But thank you so much for watching this far. I hope you have a good day, good evening, good night, and I'll see you really soon. Also, follow my Substack. The article I posted was really good. It's really, 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 really